Good morning. This is Healing Out Loud, your girl Nichelle, just bringing it to you. This morning I want to share some domestic violence tips just for you. And this title is called Healing After Domestic Violence. I'm going to give you some tips this morning. First, make sure you're in a safe place, whether it's the residence or it's work, wherever you're going. Make sure you're safe at all times. Check the routes that you go. Use your rear view mirror to make sure you're not being followed. Go a different route sometimes. Make sudden turns, sudden stops, but no dead end stops. But pay attention to your surroundings and your awareness. Big warning. Sometimes your abuser will follow you, and they already studied everything about you. If you keep your same job, or if they know you're staying with a family member, some of these incidents can become violent or entrapment for you. So always check the route that you take. Do not tell anyone where you're staying at or where you're going. Remember, trust is a big issue, and now that you're more aware of how you can't trust and how you may not still trust, it takes a while, so kind of don't tell nobody where you're at. It's not that you're keeping a big secret. This is part of your safe space, and this is after healing domestic violence. Also, if you can, change your phone number. Just change your phone number. Only give that phone number to certain people that you know are mature enough not to give it to your abuser or whoever he's third party talking to get information about you. Be very careful of who you give that phone number to. Also, be very careful, as I said, of your address if you moved around. Myself, I had to move out of the state. I had to move a couple of times. Then I just finally stayed with my cousins, because that was like the wall of Berlin. You come in there if you want, it was just, I just had to finally turn around to the men of my family, and I was like, I done went to law enforcement, I done went moved, I done slept in my car, I done did every darn thing, and it's not working, so you want to be careful of that. And the last thing I want to talk about is the order of protection. If you do not have an order of protection, please get one. Some things do happen, but at least it will give him a boundary of not to mess with you, when to mess with you, and he can't mess with you. That does not mean, if you have an order of protection, that you still go around him, you still talk to him. You will be violated on that order of protection, but that order of protection gives you space, peace of mind. You can travel here or there without him following you, without him third partying someone to call you on the phone or show up at your place of work. Or if you're in a public area at a store, you do need to go to the grocery store. If you're really getting your life together, and a lot of them don't allow you to be yourself or to dress up or to be a woman or feel human, that's one of the things they strip you from. And we'll get into that on another segment. So you want that order of protection so that you don't feel unsafe or invaded or whatever the situation may be. Also, in your safe space, you kind of want to do things to help your mind. A lot of these men mentally abuse you, and you don't even realize it. They stop you from thinking for yourself. They stop you from thinking that you have value to you. They stop you from thinking that you can talk to family members. That's the biggest thing they'll do, is isolate you from your family members, so that you cannot communicate with them and you have no communication source. I'm trying to get over so I can be in the camera and talking, because one thing about me, you'll learn, I'm very real. I'll just come out and say it, because these are issues that the courts are not really dealing with. There's a limit to what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and that's it. Unless if you got a bruise on your face or order of protection, they ain't gonna really do that much. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, your abuser been left. And if you don't have a witness to the situation, there you go. So you want to kind of protect yourself. That's why I told you don't tell people where you're at. If your abuse is that bad, some of these abuses can turn violent. Some of these men, especially younger boys, they will pull out guns on you. They will beat you. They will kill you, and thinking that it's innocent. Oh, she's going to survive this time. You might not survive this time, or your strength out of anger and fear might kill him. And you'll be sitting up in prison because there is no self-defense law here in the state of Pennsylvania. There are states where there is self-defense law, but domestic violence is not recognized like it should be. It is something real. It is something that's going on in this world that since COVID has got out of control and nobody is addressing it, the way that they should. This is a serious problem. You're not going to keep beating up on me. You are going to allow me time to heal. And when you do heal, part of your healing, you don't need to be in a relationship. Don't feel like you need to be validated through a relationship. Sometimes date yourself. That's a safe place within your domestic violence after your healing. You don't necessarily have to take yourself out and date. Maybe you want to go get your nails done, or maybe you just want your feet done. Maybe you just want to sit in the mirror and play with a full face of makeup and see how that looks. Or play with your hair. A lot of these men don't want you to beautify yourself, especially if you're obviously, we're all beautiful. And they don't want that side of your inner beauty to attach to the outer beauty. So sit there and put on earrings and, just walk around a store, for your healing, collect your thoughts is what I'm trying to say there. And that's all you need to do is collect your thoughts and just think about, wow, I really lost all this, and because we have lost it. These men don't want us to identify who we are. They try to take everything from you. As far as the family life, if you have kids, that's another thing. The kids are part of the healing as well. They heard the screams, they seen the violence, they probably were victim of violence as well. It is very important to reconstruct your relationship with them. Sit there and explain things with them. They already seen it, so they know it. Don't lie, don't cover up things. Just speak to them. Your sons, make sure you pay attention to so that they don't adapt that behavior onto the ladies that's going to be in their life. Just watch how they treat their siblings. How they talk and treat you is a big factor. These are warning signs, and we'll talk about red flags on another segment. That's very deep, and we'll bring the children up again. But to institute another relationship with your children is very, very important, because they went through the abuse just as well as you did. Sometimes it scars, but you're scarred, and part of the healing is healing your circle. Keep your circle tight. You know how they have that hug where everybody's hugging each other and they're swaying back and forwards? That's what you want with your children. That bond is something that is sacred with the children, especially your daughters. You don't want them to get in a relationship later on with somebody that's gonna not treat them to their true value, and they accept what's going on like I did or you did. If you were abused, it's not acceptable, and sorry, that we went down that lane, but reality, it's not your fault. There are red flags there that gave you warning signs, but nobody has the right to put their hands on you whatsoever. You are beautiful. You are who you are. You are a person of value. Nobody has the right to hit you. And you don't have to accept someone hitting you. That is a no-no. You know what I mean? Anyway, so make sure your safe space includes your children. If you have pets, the pets were abused just as well. And I don't mean to talk about pets, but they were abused just as well. Because 9 times out of 10, that abuser done kicked them or did something to them. I was reading an article yesterday about domestic violence where the woman husband fathered well, he had a baby with another woman. She found out about it, so she left for her safety, and she took the kids right away from where she was. She went to school and picked them up and left them, put them in a safe place. Now she went back to the house to get some things without telling the police that she was going back to the house to pick up her things, and some of those things were her pets. She had 2 dogs, and she just went to the house and she confronted him, which is a danger without police or someone there. Okay, most men that are abusers are scared of other men. They might talk a good game, and whatever, back to the other man, but 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna fight that man. Trust me, they're gonna fight you, but they ain't gonna fight that man. They're intimidated by other men, especially strong men. So if you do have to go back and pick up something, you make sure someone is there. Basically the police. Maybe if you don't want to stay there, tell the police that you don't want to stay there. Say, I need certain things. This is important to me. Long story short, she went back and she picked up the pets. When she opened up the door, she smelled fire. One of the dogs came from running up under the bed where the man, the longer she was away, he kept setting the dogs on fire. He set them on fire. Their hair. The dog came running up to her like crazy and just cried, and the other dog, unfortunately, did not live because his burns and the injuries to him. But this is just an example how violent this can get, or how they mind sit there and think evil, like I'll get to her some type of way, and I'll do this and I'll do that. So they are victims as well. When you do plan to leave, or if you have an escape plan, which we'll have a segment about that later on, I went all the way up to, me personally, I went up to plan F. I was in a very violent physical, mentally, and sexually and verbally abuse that I had to have plan F, and I took each one of those plans serious. So I was stashing things away. The first thing I stashed away was my paycheck. I made sure that my life insurance, my bills, everything that was important to me, direct deposit out of my check, so that when he seen my check, it looked like I was only getting $300, which to him wasn't even worth working. It's fine, because at one point he didn't allow me to work. But the one thing I learned, ladies, and I want to make sure you understand this, because we're running out of time. While you're in this relationship, you learn a lot of things. Okay, you learn how to not get your butt whooped sometime. So you become manipulative a little bit. And once you learn the art of it, and you learn to, I got away with that, was saying it to him. Let me see what else I can get away with. I sat there and started thinking with my brain. He's not as smart as I think. He's dumb, really. I got him in this area. He's weak in this area. So I had plans. So little things I told him when he wasn't beating me, which was very rare, and I had good moments, I would put it in his head. And I would make it think, I need to work. I'm so bored. If I could just work. If I could just get out the house and do something, because all you do is just beat me. Yeah. I did things like that. So where he got sick of looking at me. I laid around, I would do this. But that's how I felt. So it wasn't like I was doing something wrong. I would just sit there and mope. Well, if I could just go to work, if I would just get out of the house, every time I turn around, I'm doing this, getting beat up. That's all you do. I'm sorry for telling you, ladies, but yes, I did do that. Because I learned how you sitting there beating me and carrying on, my mind is thinking. Lord, forgive me in the name of Jesus, how the hell I'm going to get out of this? How the hell I'm going to get away from this idiot? I'm not. What? You ain't going to be beating me forever. My mind was always thinking how I'm going to get away. Love do not hurt you. Love will not put their hands on you. Don't you mistake that for love at all. What I can tell you is to learn how to love yourself inside of that abuse. And that is something hard to do. But you got to protect you. You got to start protecting that mind. You got to put a wall up around that mind and say, every day ain't going to be like this. One day I'm going to be free. Start thinking of your healing after domestic violence if you can while you're in the domestic violence. Because you can be saved, but it takes time. You just can't walk away. Like I said, that man done studied you. He done studied where you work at. He done studied the routes that you take home. He done studied who you talk to. If you were like me, your phone was monitored. He synced his phone to mine. So if I said such and such didn't call me, bip, bip. Yes, they did. Why are you sitting there lying? I became the biggest liar there was. So I said to him, you don't like me. You don't trust me. I lie. You don't want me. So why am I here? I had 5 things that I would ask him when I knew he was getting ready to beat me real bad. I knew the look that he had when he was going to beat me real bad. And I used to say, why? But ladies, all I can say is give yourself a hug. Tell you, I love you. Tell your kids, I love you. It's not always going to be like that. Don't worry about nothing. This is Nichelle. I'm signing off. I always got love for you. I'm always in support. If any of you ladies do need to call me directly and talk and hash it out, this is a public line, so I'm not going to put my phone number out here, but you can get in touch with me through the YouTube and I will call you back. I'm new to this, so I don't know what address is connected to it, email address, but if you need a safe place, please give me a call. I'll try to help you as much as I can. Until then, healing out loud. Have a good day, ladies.